think I was being taken advantage of. I thought that was my girlfriend, my play girlfriend, and we were making each other feel good. And to really be frank with you, I mean, by the time I was 10 years old, looking back, that was the best sex of my life, really. I mean, it was just the best sex of my life. It was, it felt really good. I really had feelings for my babysitter. She seemed to really be enjoying herself. I mean, as opposed to older, when I got older, it was more of the painful issues came up and things of that. Back then, I didn't worry about hurting anyone. It was just pure sex. Every stroke was good, and it felt right. That was the best. I just used to ride it out at 10 years old. It was good. And why do you say something like that? Well, as I stated earlier, I mean, looking back, it was the best sex of my life because in comparison to just shortly after that, you know, I'm not gonna tell you how many inches I was by that time. Let's just say I was getting a little too big shortly after that, around 12 years old. And even my babysitter would begin to be intimidated by me. And we didn't really share that special private place where boyfriend and girlfriend made each other feel good anymore. And even, you know, though I was young, I did feel, you know, neglected when she stopped having, you know, I don't want to say having sex, but that's what we were. When we stopped having sex, I felt neglected. And that's when the confusion and everything started coming into me, into my world, the frustration, you know, because I liked it. I liked having sex when I was 10, but around 12 it started becoming a problem. Well, that all seems pretty interesting, but I mean, I'm imagining things picked up in your teens. So how were your early teen years? Well, socially, when I was around, you know, my early teen years, all through grade school, you know, take away the babysitting issues and just going to school and things of that nature, everything was fine. I mean, I really wasn't attracted to any of the other girls in my class or anything because I had a grown woman babysitter. And so those little girls didn't really attract me. They were playmates. I mean, I played with the fellas, played all kind of sports. You know, we go out in recess and play. I mean, everything was fine. It wasn't until I actually went to junior high school. When I went to junior high school, then the little girl started to develop. And I really had an incident in junior high school that really changed the course of my life. When I went to junior high school, it was during the time of those Miami Vice days, Ricardo Tubbs, and whatever the other guy's name was. And they had the fly fashion with the light linen pants. And that's what I was rocking to school in junior high school. And, you know, instead of jeans or anything like that, corduroys or anything, I was rocking that light linen. And it came to be it came back to haunt me because, I mean, by that age I had a lot of sexual experience, but then I was in my teenage years, so I still had a very strong sex drive, unfortunately, because one day in junior high school, there was this one girl who was dressed provocatively, and you know, I was in class. It was a study hall, and I started to actually fantasize about having sex with her, and I got an erection, and by that time I was pretty decently sized. I mean, and my erections were strong. I mean, I was cock strong. And my erection actually ripped through these light linen pants. So it was like, that was the day my world came crashing in. My pants were ripped, my gigantic erection was exposed to the whole study hall. I mean, I couldn't hide it. They sent me to the nurse. The whole school had spread through like wildfire through the school. And, you know, I went to school the next day, and the ribbing and the teasing, it was just too much to bear. At that point, I actually had to I had to leave school And from then, I was actually homeschooled. All the way up through high school, I was homeschooled because, I mean, it wouldn't be any different in high school. I still, the girls were getting even more developed. So that's pretty much the teen years and how things started to develop to the hypodingilitis syndrome and the depression and the isolation and everything. So were you homeschooled by your parents? No, my parents didn't homeschool me. I was actually homeschooled by my favorite babysitter. She was who I was most comfortable with, and she still, I think she liked me, and she still was interested from time to time in, my huge penis, and, that's who homeschooled me. We kind of got the cart ahead of the horse here. Tell us a little bit about your parents, your mother, your father, please. Elaborate. Well, my mother was she was a very interesting woman. She was an artistic woman. She actually was an actress in off-Broadway plays, or I don't know where I'm from, it wasn't Broadway, but they were small, they were the big plays in our town, and she was a very big actress in those plays. That's why I often needed babysitters in the evening. She was going out, and when we had time with each other, me and my mother, we had a good relationship. She truly was intimate with me. She cared for me. She slept during the day, so I mostly spent most of the time with my babysitter / play girlfriend. My father, I never knew my father, and he probably never even knew about me. My father was actually, as I was told, a male escort. And actually my mom, being a single mother, she really didn't have much time for relationships. So there was one moment when she had a premiere. It was a big premiere in the town. She didn't have a date, so she actually hired an escort, and that was my father. He was well endowed also, and that's probably where I get, the swollen penis from. And like I said, it wasn't his fault. We didn't have a big relationship, but that's how my parents met. That's how I came to be. That's my parents' situation. There, Wycelis. So what was next for you after homeschool and high school? What was next for you as going into your adulthood? Well, after I graduated from high school, I really didn't want to join the workforce. I felt the same situation in junior high would happen. That was a big letdown. It really played a big part in my isolation in life. So I really was afraid to join the workforce. But an opportunity did arise because I did want to get out the house. I was in the house all the time, homeschooled. After the incident in junior high, I really didn't have many friends. I probably didn't have any friends, to be frank with you. Just my babysitter. Some of their girlfriends would come by, check out the penis and everything. Had a few good times there. But I wanted to get out. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to be a man, And so an opportunity arose for me to actually join a traveling carnival. It was nothing that I was proud of, but I traveled. I got to see the world. I was a sideshow. I was the man with the longest penis in the world. That was my thing. And people would come by, and I would do different tricks and things of that nature. Lift things up with my penis. Put things across the room and knock them off desks and things of that nature with my penis. And I would get tips in the bucket, but most of that went the carnival. Whoever headed up the carnival, he took big percentages. So most of my money was made, like a lot of the people who came to see the carnival, people at the carnival, they would actually